volleyball. My name is Amy Johnson, and this is Keeping the Ball Up. Every week, I will come here to share some volleyball and Bible skills you should know to stay on your A game. This week, we will talk about setting to what comes next. In volleyball, setting a ball is the second contact in a rally done by a player called a setter who sets up an offensive play by setting the ball to their hitters. The set is usually the second contact in a rally, and the person who sets the ball the most is called the setter. The setter on a volleyball team is like a point guard on a basketball team who runs the offense and calls the plays. Offensive plays consist of a combination of sets caused by using hand signals to eligible hitters who hit these sets at different heights, speeds, and locations along the net in order to confuse the opposing team's blockers in an effort to score points. The setter prepares the team to attack the opponent, and that is what God did with Queen Esther. He prepared her to attack Haman, who wants to kill all the Jewish people. Let's look at chapter 4 in the book of Esther. Remember that last week we learned that Haman was an evil leader that wanted the Jewish people to be killed, just because they didn't bow down to him. He even convinced the king to issue a decree based on a lie. Well, after the king's decree to have all Jewish people killed, the Jews began to mourn. Jewish people across the empire wouldn't eat. They cried aloud, wearing clothes that showed their grieving. Queen Esther hadn't heard about the king's decree, but she heard that her uncle Mordecai was really upset. She sent a servant to find out what was troubling her uncle, and he sent a copy of the king's decree and a message to Esther. You should go to the king, beg for mercy, and plead for her people. Esther was very afraid to go to the king. She had not been called to see the king in 30 days, and she knew that she couldn't go to the king to ask anything unless he held out his gold scepter. She really didn't want to go. Receiving bad news can be scary. Esther was thinking about what happened to Queen Vashti and the thought that the same thing could happen to her. But when Mordecai sent her a very powerful message, that reminded her that God set her as a queen for a purpose. Esther 4:13-14 says, "He sent back this answer, 'Do not think that because you are in the king's house, you alone of all the Jews will escape. For if you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance for the Jews will arise from another place, but you and your father's family will perish. And who knows but that you have come to the royal position for such a time as this.'" After hearing this, Esther decided to trust God. She was willing to risk her life to honor God and to save her people. She decided to fast for 3 days before she went to the king. She asked all the Jews to do the same. God has a plan for all of us. We don't always know what that plan is, but God places in certain situations to serve others and glorify Him. Esther was instrumental to save her people. God knew exactly where and when to place her. This week, I pray that you trust God and remember that He put you exactly where He wants you to be. If we can trust God, He helps us to get through and stand for what is right. I hope you can help keep the ball up as you understand all these amazing truths from the Bible. Bye now.